Hi, I'm Marie Hargrove, Recruitment and Retention Specialist for Racine County Foster Care. I'm here today with Mary and Chris Wright, who are currently foster parents for us, and we are certainly glad that they came to share their fostering experience with us. Hello to both of you.
Hello.
Welcome, and thank you again for coming out today. Nice summer day so far, and we hope that you'll get a chance to get out and enjoy it together. We just wanted to ask you a few questions about your fostering experience. So how long have you been fostering?
Almost 4.5 years.
4.5 years. And do you know off the top of your head how many kids you fostered?
2. Our very first placement is still with us.
Okay. And is it sibling set?
Yes.
Oh, great, great.
Yeah, so 4.5 and then almost 3 years.
4.5 and 3?
Yeah.
Great. In that period of time, what would you say has impacted you the most with the fostering of those 2 children?
I just say we've learned so much, not only us, but our biological children too, just about different people in society, about just different ways that we can help.
Mm-hmm.
The boys have just brought so much joy to our lives, and it's been a great experience.
Great. What was that discussion like with your boys? Did you guys talk about it before the boys came, or was it kind of like a family decision that this is something we were going to do? How did you come about the fostering experience altogether?
Oh, goodness. Well, something we had talked about initially, but at the time the house we were living in was way too small to be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were provided the opportunity to have a house that was bigger than we ever thought we'd be able to have. And so we made a commitment as a couple, was we wanted to try to find a way to use that to give back.
That's great.
Whether that was within our church or community or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we had talked about it, and we'd thrown around a few things, and foster care was one of those. And then at the time, the county executive at the time had sent out a number of pleas and emails and things. So that's something that we had talked about even more after that. And then we brought it to our biological kids and talked with them about what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And your biological kids are how old?
13 and 11.
13
so 13-year-old girl and 11-year-old boy.
Great, great. Tell us a little bit about if you were going to explain to a foster parent or let me say, potential foster parent, if you're going to explain to them about the process and try and encourage them to become a foster parent, what kind of advice or tips would you give them?
If you have a problem with variety or change, that's something you need to work on, I think, because you never quite, and it's not to sound negative, but you never quite know what's going to happen next.
Exactly.
And so you can make plans change, and you can get calls at different times of the morning and night and all those type of things, so for various reasons. And so, yeah, just being flexible, I think, is the biggest thing, and being open to what could come, not knowing. But yourself try to be as consistent and constant as you can when you're working with the kids that you're working with. So.
Great. Is there something that you feel that you as a family have contributed to the children that are in your home right now that made you think, wow, I'm so glad we did this? Is there?
I feel like there's so many different things, just different life experiences, exposing them to loving adults who, are hardworking and consistent and responsible. Being able to, go on trips, to go to Disney World, and to do things like that. And I think just the ability just to show them what family can be, and to be a part of a family.
Yeah, I think we probably learned much from them too. I think we somewhat quickly doubled our family.
Right.
And so, you know, just learning to, you know, I think it just hit us one quickly, not too long after our second boy came to live with us. We talked about we're taking out all 4 kids. And wait a minute, we have 4 kids. But just seeing whether it's becoming more comfortable and, you know, how to not to take things for granted that you may have said, well, this is just something everybody knows. That's not the case for everybody,
Right.
Or that's not the experience for everybody. And so, yeah, just learning to kind of think outside of the box that you've been accustomed to.
And that process of thinking outside of the box and learning that even children learn differently, those kinds of things. How did your family kind of adjust to those things?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just, you know, kind of by trial and error.
I was going to say trial and error.
You know, because we have 4 kids and 4 very different personalities, and you know, 4 different ways that things affect them. And so just kind of, you know, with your own children, as you have them from day one, you kind of can learn that more. But, you know, with foster children, you have to kind of jump in there and kind of see what works for that child and what doesn't, and you know, what will best help them.
So those encouraging words that you would share with someone who is on the fence and not sure how impactful they would be on a family, what would you say to them?
I'd say just do it. Like, yeah, don't regret it we don't regret it for a second. It's one of the best decisions that we made as a couple, and you know, there's lots of things that can be hindrances. I hear people say, like, I can never do it, I get too attached. But I mean, that's the point, you know? And isn't it worth it to have, you know, maybe to have some heartbreak to be able to positively influence a child? That's just a wonderful experience. And you know, there's other things too, like we both work full-time, and the kids have, you know, we found a wonderful daycare that just loves on the kids, works really well with foster parents, and you know, it's just another set of responsible, loving adults to love on these children. So you know, that's not an excuse. And you know, having biological children where that can make, you know, things difficult, it doesn't always have to. You know, after our youngest, like our oldest foster child is 2 years, so it's like 2 years in between all of the oldest ones, and he kind of just like slipped right into, you know, that family dynamic, and you know, and then the baby, like, you know, he came later, but then of course, like, he's everyone's favorite now because you know, he's
not spoiled at all.
Not at all.
But I think for somebody's perspective, to validate, yes, there are, you know, they think, well, it'd be too tough, and I would never lie to a prospective foster parent to say there aren't going to be times where it's going to be tough. There are going to be some hard conversations, there are going to be some awkward telephone calls, you know, but you have to realize that the kids that you're taking care of are worth all of those things that you maybe have to deal with outside of that. So, yeah, it's not all roses and pops, but just being that light for a kid, you know, a safe place for somebody to come and to feel, you know, to have that consistency. Again, I think that's just, it's worth whatever hard things you may have to deal with.
Do you think it's important for married couples to be on the same page if they're going to foster?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Regardless, whether it's foster parenting, step parenting, you know, shared, you know, parenting, you know, with both parents being biological parents, that's important. I mean, you can't be having 2 separate expectations. You can't be pulling in 2 different directions. You know, you have to be your team.
Right.
And the kids, regardless of how they're related to you, what type of parent, whatever words you have in front of a parent, the kids need to know that you're a team, but you're there for their best interests.
Great, great. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
I just wanted to share that I am on a lot of different Facebooks for foster parents and different websites and stuff like that. And I feel like Racine County is unique in some of the ways that that they deal. You hear a lot of people venting about the case managers, about the system, about different things like that. And we have had a lot of different case managers and a lot of different visit supervisors, and every single one of them has been so kind and gracious and accommodating. And that's not always the case from what I read on these Facebook groups and stuff. So we're really thankful for that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Again, we thank you for coming out today. This has been a great experience for us, and I think that the impact and the difference that you're making in the lives of the children that you have in your home will be something that's very lasting, and I think they will continue to be grateful for your sacrifice, because we sacrifice for the kids, and it's all about them in the end. So thank you for all that you do, and we hope that you continue to stay on a long, 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 long time. We will have a foster care information session coming up soon. The contact information and dates are below. Please take a look at those. You can also look on our webpage, bringthemhomeracine.com, to get more information, or you can call me, Marie Hargrove, at 262-638-6595. Thank you so much.